Happy Tuesday. It's November 4th. It's getting chilly outside. It's definitely fall now. And we're playing the puzzles together. Hope you're enjoying this day. Tuesday's sometimes a busy day for me. Today was exceptionally busy because after a raucous day, I don't know. It was a not a rough day. It was just like those kids, they are just on one. I then had a photo shoot with, I'm the photography teacher. I have a photography studio in my room. And I'll often take photos of, different clubs or athletes, teams, whatnot. And I was placed in charge this year of getting headshots of the cast and crew of the play that my high school is putting on. And I already did the headshots for the cast. And one or two of the kids from the crew just so happened to be hanging out with the cast that day, and they were like, "Oh yeah, you could get my photo too," And then word got out that those two got photos. These beautiful headshots, really nice, professional-looking headshots. And then I talked to the crew teacher. He's a good friend of mine, right? Stage crew teacher, and she said, yeah, we should probably do that to the whole cast or the whole crew, right? Luckily, the crew is a whole lot smaller. The cast is 80 kids or something. It's a giant thing. So to have the crew, and there's only 20 of them or less even. I didn't count them, but there were quite a few less. That one will be easier to go through, pick our favorites, and that kind of thing. So it was just kind of funny that. And we planned it not that long ago. It was, I think, 2 weeks ago or something. And I was like, are we going to have enough time to get the playbill out? And they said, well, it's digital. It's fine. If they're not in it, they're not in it on the printed one. The printed one's just sort of like for novelty, for show. It's a keepsake, a souvenir from the show. Everyone else is using the digital playbill, and that they could change on the fly if they wanted to, change out words or pictures or whatnot. And so I'm going to deliver these photos fairly quickly. I'm can't work on it tonight, but I can definitely work on it probably tomorrow, and get these photos out, and then we'll have these beautiful photos of these awesome kids that do amazing things for our school. So it's pretty cool. All right, well, let's play Connections. I'm going to tell you about another fun thing that we're doing today, but not before we do this. I see dock, air, pilot, leaf, sheet, mid, electric slide, that's funny, zip, drive, there's another one, zip drive, direct, film, tiff, coat, rhythm, and guide. Hey, Ron, how many kids are at my school? I think it's just over 2,000. I want to say it's like 2,200 or 2,300. I feel like film and slide might go together. Like light as a feather, light as a leaf, lighter than air. A leaf, a sheet, a coat, maybe like layers. Slide and film, maybe. I feel like I'm going to be one off on that one. Let's come back to it because I see guide, direct. Oh, maybe to drive. Oh, to pilot. Yep. Those have got to go together. Yellow category to steer. There it is. Let's see. Film. A coating, a film, a sheet. Here, I'm back to this one again. I see another one. I could be totally wrong on this, but I see a TIFF file, right? The tagged image file format. It's a huge uncompressed file. A zip file, right? It's compressed. A doc, like a Word document. And then mid for a MIDI file. I think MIDI files are .mid. File extensions. I'm a nerd, okay? I'm a total nerd. Of course I know file extensions. PDF, portable document format. TIFF, tagged image file format. PNG, portable network graphics. I'm a nerd. I'm a complete geek about that kind of thing. The JPEG is compressed. You can change the compression. I geek out on that kind of thing. Sorry. But yes, that's the blue category. Surprised, honestly, that it's not the purple category, because that is, very niche. Very, very niche. Rhythm. Air. Okay, so we're back to this one again. There's a film on top. There's a coat. A sheet. Maybe a leaf. Okay, they do go together. A thin layer. A coat, a film, a leaf, and a sheet. And then I thought slide, like electric slide, but now they're together. I don't know which one it is. Rhythm and air. Oh, funny. Air guitar, rhythm guitar. I love that. And slide guitar. How about solo lead guitar? To steer, to direct, to drive, to guide, and to pilot. That was the yellow category. The blue category, I'm a total nerd. Of course, I got file extensions. A doc, right? It's a Word document. MID for a MIDI file. You might also have a WAV file or a FLAC file for audio. What's another one? Yeah, I'm sorry. I just nerd out about file types. TIFF, right? That is an uncompressed image file format. Unlike the JPEG, JPEGs are simplified, right? If you look really, really close at a JPEG, you will see tiny little boxes, tiny little grids that make up that file, sacrificing the quality for file size. Now, to the naked eye, you can't even tell, but from far away, from zoomed in really close, it's compressed. But a TIFF is uncompressed. What you see is what you get, WYSIWYG. And every pixel exactly as it was. If you need it exactly as it was. And then zip, right? If you download something from, say, your Google Drive, it zips it into a smaller package so it can be sent out. Nerding out a little bit. Green is thin layer, a coat, a film, a leaf, and a sheet. And then I love this last one. Guitar, blank guitar, air guitar, electric guitar, rhythm guitar, slide guitar. How about acoustic guitar? 5-string guitar. I don't know. That's great. Okay, and then let's scroll up so we can see it a little better. There we go. We want to see the time, though. Quickly fall asleep after a long day. Like, to crash. That's what I do when I nap. I crash. 1/16 of a pound is an ounce. Where chess, shampoo, and the number 0 were invented. Was that India? Maybe. An uproar. I don't know. Opposite of saved. Lost. Damned. I don't know. What are they looking for? Fancy hairdos. Is that coifs? Coughs? How do you pronounce that? Around how you probably are closer to more people that speak French. Coifs? Is that how you pronounce that? Period preceding a big event. Preceding a big event. Maybe a run-up. A run-up to something. Tennis great Agassi. That's Andre Agassi. People pronounce it Agassi. I don't know if his family would roll over in their graves if they pronounced it Agassi. It's so anglicized. Descendant of a wealthy family. I don't know. Symbol for like. Heart. How about Führer? Oh, spent and saved. Yeah. Spent and saved. So it was India. Interesting. Quickly fall asleep after a long day. A crash. If I had time to, I would crash. I actually have something going on today. I told you that my daughter is sort of one of the ambassadors, one of the many ambassadors of our school, representing our school, and they're having sort of like a welcome orientation banquet. It's going to be like a full banquet. It's kind of fun. But otherwise I would crash. I'd take a nap today. A 1/16 of a pound is an ounce. Where chess, shampoo, and the number 0 were invented, India. Apparently, I didn't know shampoo was invented in India. That's interesting. Uproar, furor. How do you pronounce that word? Hold on. Pronunciation. Here, ready? Furor. Huh. There it is. There it be, furor. The opposite of saved, spent. A penny spent is a penny lost. A penny saved is a penny earned. Fancy hairdos, coifs. Is that really how they pronounce it? Here, let me look up just to make sure. C-O-I-F. Coif. Boy, coif. Now you know. Now you know. Period preceding a big event is a run-up. The run-up to a big election. Andre Agassi, tennis great. Descendant of a wealthy family is a scion. Is that really what that word means? Wait a second. For real? I need to see this in writing. Hold on. Definition: a young shoot or twig of a plant, especially one cut for grafting or rooting, or a descendant of a notable family. A scion. A graftable branch. Like Scion is a branch of Toyota. Is that what they're going for? You know? I wonder if that, the toaster on wheels, maybe that's a scion. I've never heard of that before. I knew it was a word. I didn't know what it meant. The descendant of a notable family is a scion. Huh. Symbol for like on Instagram is a heart. All right. I have good news and bad news. Good news, I feel good about the pips today. I feel very good about it. Bad news, maybe I'll wait until the end. Let's do pips. Feeling good about it. 5, how about maybe 5 and 4 so that we could do a 1 over here. And then, oh no, we can't do that. It's got to add up to 5. What if it's 1's here? Aha. That's it. Okay, we sort of backpedaled just a little bit at the beginning, but we made it work. Got 1's, a 5, and a 5, and another 5. Plenty of 5s there. Okay, the medium puzzle. Not worried about time, honestly. Our only 3 goes there. And then a 6 with a couple others that line up with each other. And if this one's backed into a corner, that's got to be a double. So is there a 6 and 2? No, there's not a 6 and 2. Okay, so one of these others has got to be 6 and something. No, 6 and 5, but there's not another double though. So that could be a 6 and 1, but there are no other 1s. All of these have to be equal to each other. 6. And this comes out, bumping out from the corner. So it has to be here. And that has to be a 3. So this has to be our 4. And then in theory, this would also have to be 5, 5, 5. 6. There is no other 6. You know, if I put it here. Oh, I put it here. I'm dumb. Okay, so that can't... This is... No. This. Okay. I have my 6 and 5 faced the wrong way. Alright, so I'm thinking this one is our 2. This one is our throwaway 4. This one's another 2 with a throwaway 4. We threw away all the 4s. Hey, Tyson! Tyson, I turned my back for 2 seconds, and then who should show up? Tyson Price. Amazing to have you. Sorry to join in late, but you're here. You know what, Tyson? You've been gone for a couple days. I'm glad you're here at all. Where you been? I know you've been working. You didn't get sick, did you? I know there's stuff going around. That's not fun. I know you were working a couple days. And Sundays are busy, you said. I know it. I feel that. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know. I could have done this a little more efficiently, but look at this. The 4, 4, 4 we threw away. Get out of here, 4s. And then I'm like, okay, if this goes here, this has got to be a double. No, just put it vertically, and then it didn't get sick. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. All right, a bunch of zeros. Look at that. A bunch of zeros. We still throwing away 4s. And then a bunch of these that go together. Up and down. That could be 5 that are the same. 2. I got 3, 3, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Could be the 6s. Could be the 6s. Okay, or maybe we use this to throw our hat in the ring there. And then this would have to be our double 0. That makes sense. So then if this is our 6s, 2, that could be 1 and 6. Is there another one? There's a 1 and 6. There's a 6 and 6. Maybe that could... Whoa, don't do that. Go here. And then 6 and something. 1 and 5. Could be 5s. We already used the 1 and 6. So we've used all our zeros. Therefore, 2s, that would have to be 1 and 1. Oh gosh, there's another one that there's 5 of. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The unsuspecting 4. Look at that. Is there a 1 and 4? There is a 1 and 4. How about that? And if that's our 6s, okay, maybe not. Here, hold on. Let's wipe the slate clean. Start over fresh. The ones touching this double, that's a 0 and something. So zeros. This could be 0 and 4. This could be 0 and 2. 6s, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of. 5s, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of. Oh boy, okay. And then 6s, so that could either be 4s, 5s, or 6s. Shoot. And this has got to be a 2. Is there a 2 and 1? There's not a 2 and 1. So 2s. Wait, now if there's not a 2 and 1, then it goes either left and right or right and left there. Let's start there. 4 and a couple that are equal. 4 and 4, that could be 4 and 1. Let's imagine these are the 6s. There's a double 6, so that makes sense. Six. Well, don't do that. 6 and 1. Okay, that does make sense. And then the one we have a bunch of is the 5s. That could be 3s. Here, humor me for a sec. What if this went here? The 1 and 3. And then the 4 and 3 to make 8. Oh, that does make sense. There's a double 5 here, and then a 5 and nothing. It doesn't matter what that is. Hot dog. No, you haven't missed Wordle, SG. Don't worry. Thank you. Yeah, I'm cooking with gas. I'm flying through. Don't worry. You can see my graphic at the bottom corner. Yeah, working on pips right now. Took you about 4 minutes. Yeah, same idea. What did that do total? Yeah, almost 5 minutes, that one. You know what? You are famous. I bet you will be famous one day. You like to be in the background. I bet your reporters hate that when people want to showboat in the background. But, you know, if you want to make your mark in the world, you got to be famous one way or another, right? All right, so this one worked okay. It was the 0s. Same thing as the old puzzle. Look, we threw away the 4s. What did we do in this one? The medium. We threw away the 4s. That's funny. That's so interesting that that's the way it worked. And then the medium puzzle, the easy was fine. It was fine. All right. Do you want the news? You probably knew this was coming. I don't know if Aranha's still on. Yeah, medium is sometimes it's extra medium, but today was fine. I'm starting a new season tomorrow. You know, it's shaped like a podcast more or less, right? It's like it's a seasonal thing that you start. I know it's been the very first season I started. I think we had like 150 episodes because it was all the vertical ones. You remember when I used to do vertical? And I switched it up, and then it was season 2, and then season 3, and then it was the whole thing about, you know, it's subscription only for some of these fun favorite puzzles. And then I tried the pips when it first came out. So I started a new season for each of those. Tomorrow I am planning on starting a new season, and it is with a heavy heart that I announce that we are not doing pips anymore in the next season. We're dropping pips. I've already made all of the graphics for it and everything. So when I start that new season, it will not have pips in it. That is for a few different reasons. In terms of the stream, I want the stream to flow a lot quicker. I noticed that during the pips, not as many people engage. I also notice that me personally, I get not heated, but I get painted into a corner very easily. I'm not a numbers person. You know, if you gave me a phone number, you said, "Oh yeah, here's my phone number, 63 and you went off, I would hear probably the first number and the last number. I just don't click with the pips, I guess. It's okay. It's fine. It's the same reason I didn't really click with the what's the other one? The spelling bee. It didn't fulfill like it should. So here, I mean, it's you know, awkward that here I am looking at the pips and talking about how I'm not going to do it anymore. But some of the puzzles are awesome. Some of these games are worthwhile. I look forward to them every day. Right? The connections puzzle, oh man, I love it every day. The mini crossword I look for, you know, every single day. Pips, over the last couple days I have begun to sort of dread the pips, and that's not a good thing. That's not where your heart should be, you know. And so when I start my new season tomorrow, it'll be just like we always do, except minus one game. The other reason that I want to do that is because my kids need me. I'm a dad, I'm a young dad. I have young kids, at home. Nobody's left the nest yet. And I have realized, call it a midlife crisis or something, but I have come to realize that I'm not going to have them forever. And if I could spend, 8 to 15 minutes more with my kids, sometimes longer, sometimes the pips, it takes forever. I'm working on the pips for 20 minutes, banging my head against the wall. But if I don't have to worry about that, then maybe it's for the better. So, sorry if you really, really like pips. I invite you to play the pips yourself. If you really, really enjoy it, play the pips yourself. But I'm not going to be including it next season. So, thank you, Tyson. I know that you will always watch. You're awesome like that. So thank you. All right, so let's play the Wordle. Good thing, SG, you have not missed the Wordle. We are doing just fine. Okay. Oh, what do we do? What do we do? We're still in hard mode. Codes. A little bit of help. There's an E. That's it, though. That's all the help we get. What about pleat? That puts the E in a different place. Give us some other common letters. Wow, still no help. Okay, it could end with an E. Like grime. Okay, it ends with an E. We know that. Still not very much help. Not very much help. Surely we need another vowel. The only other vowels on the board are the Y and the U, so likely it's going to be a U. Like, would you put an E at the end of funk? No, not a word. Not a word. Could be another E. I mean, I haven't put one at the beginning. What if it's like... I don't know. Is that a word? Bunk? I don't know that it's an F. I don't know why that's still up there. Nothing goes with an H. Well, CH, TH, SH, that's all taken. I guess WH is still on the board. That's not a word. Not a word. Golly, what is this word? I'm glad I have 3 guesses, but playing hard mode, I'm only stuck with the E. I have to put the E at the end, and I don't know what letters would even do that. Could be QU. Is that a word? No. Equine. That has an I in it. 6 letters, though. Okay, so this could be a double E. Could be E at the beginning. Oh gosh, it could be E at the very beginning. E. Oh gosh. Or there, N. Is that a word? In hue? To make a hue, to in view? What are letters that go together? WH goes together. WU could go together. QU. No. It's not likely to be QU. N and E. What? That's a word? Okay, apparently buff is a word. Buffet. Okay. What if it was blank, 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 UE? Ooh, there's a word. Hold on. Venue. Venue. V-E we haven't guessed there. Could be a double E. N we haven't guessed yet. U's got to go somewhere else. Oh my gosh. Heavens. Yeah, I got rid of other vowels. I know. Yeah, we're all sitting here biting our nails. Golly. Okay, what were your words? Okay, crash, among, mound, and venue. So you got it in 4. Great job. That's awesome. You got it in 4. Codes. All right, so that gave me an E. I'm sitting here batting the E around, wondering where it goes. And then I said grime, which put it at the end. Not among. Oh, tulip. Oh, interesting. Do you play hard mode, or do you just do like non-intersecting words at the beginning? Because SG, honestly, hard mode a lot of times will help me. Like it's sort of putting the gutters on. When you go bowling, you put the gutters up. Yeah. Use your own hard mode. What is your own hard mode? I'd love to hear that. Like every word is unused. Yeah, I call those non-intersecting words. Words that no letter is used. Sweet. Okay. All right. Well, let's move on. Let's play Strands. We are flying in. Like rapid when it was rabid. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. F-I-L-M. Film. Why is it spelled out like that? F-I-L-M. How about movie? Movies. 4-letter movies. I thought I saw this coming. I knew it. How about Jaws? Whoops, if I can spell it right. Jaws. Race. Sarah. Care. What is that one? Milk. Yeah, I know that one. Harvey Milk. Dunk. It's not Dunk. Oh, Hulk. There it is. Dune. I'm like losing my mind here. There's one. Cars. Clue. Heat. Here, we'll do this one fancy. Babe. Babe the Gallant Pig. Yeah, I love getting the spangram first. That feels good. That feels real good when you get the spangram first. 23. We might earn a badge soon. Right? Don't you earn a badge after a while? Spangram first. F-I-L-M. 4-letter movies. You were struggling on the spangram. Your brother's like, yeah, these are 4-letter films. Click. No, that's a 5-letter film. Just kidding. Wasn't that I think it was Adam Sandler. Click. Jaws, Cars, Clue, Heat, Milk, Dune, Hulk, and Babe. Babe the Gallant Pig. All right, and then we play Letterbox. Let's do it. Trying to solve in 5. Like a friend who probably saw that. A lot of in the 80s. Oh, I love 80s movies. Absolutely. Early 90s. Classic. Peak childhood. Highly recommend. All right, we're trying to solve in 5 words today in the letterboxd. I see K, A, and G, I, J, and T, N, H, R, C, E, and P. Okay, so CK can go together. TH can go together. Then we end on a K, which is not ideal. Music from that era. Oh, I love the sound. Yep. I actually have a ton of vinyl records from that era. Sade, and I even have earlier stuff. You know, I've got Beatles' Lonely Hearts Club Band. I've got, I've got a couple of. I wonder if they're like, oh, that's a good idea. Add ing to the end. I am thanking Tyson Price for that amazing idea. Thanking. I've got all kinds of vinyl records. I love them. Love listening to vinyls. Something special about the crackle of a vinyl. It's just beautiful. We need to figure out what to do with the J. Can't do eject because J or E and C are on the same side. I could almost spell jackknife. Thanking. I am going to write down that word, thanking. Thanking. Then that leaves the J. We've got to figure out how to use this J. I was going to say reject, but E and C are on the same side. Graph, PH. But then that leaves the J again, you know? Reject. Oh, Haj. I think we've used that one before, right? But then we have to start with a J. Oh, I see. We end. Oh. Here, look at this. Thanking. I am thanking Tyson Price for this one. And then we did graph. Great word. G-R-A-P-H. And then Haj. Jerking. And then okay, here's what we'll do. Watch this. Cat. Tiny little word to get rid of the C. And then oops, if I can spell it right. Thanking. And then that's not how letters work. Oh, it could almost spell grape. Graphene? Absolutely. Graphene. There we go. It's E-N-E. But now we're stuck with the J again. What did you do? Oh, Haj. We got to get over to the H. Shoot. I thought we had it. I thought we had it in the palm of our hands, guys. Thinking. Alright, what if we just backed up? We don't do graphene. Well, just graph. Play by the rules. And we play Haj, but then I don't know what to do with the E. It's a weird one to be stuck on. There. Jerk. You're a jerk. No, you guys aren't jerks. You're helpful. You are plenty helpful. So we did it in 5. Cat, and then thanking, and then graph, and then Haj, and then jerk. That's funny. Well, good. How did they solve it yesterday? Fibula and admiration. Right? Your tibia and your fibula. I feel like that was an answer in one of the puzzles recently. Remember it wasn't the Strands? They talked about different bones. Right around Halloween, they talked about bones in the skeleton. Fibula. Cool. Well, we're going to recap all our answers. You can see in the little graphic in the bottom, we started with connections. We did the mini crossword. Then we did our pips. We did Wordle. We're doing Strands. And then we did letterboxed. So, no, you're not a jerk. Do I have a server I've never kept up a server, like a Discord or something. No, I've never done anything like that. I suppose I could create one. I just don't know how active I would be on it. I just don't use that kind of thing very often. I have my ways and means. I have very specific purposes for all of this, and I want to extend it in a variety of different directions. But I've never gone as far as creating a Discord server. I think one time I created a Discord for my gaming channel, like video games, but I don't believe I have ever had the hankering to create one for this channel. So yeah, maybe I will. Maybe one day. If you're brand new, if you like what you see, give this video a like. Consider subscribing, because we do this every day. We're going to start a brand new chapter, brand new season tomorrow. And like I said before, sadly it will not have pips. I want that time that I can spend with my kids. No offense, but if that one gets me tilted often enough and I'm just like, you know what, why am I doing this? Really what it's about is I would rather be doing other things. So that one I don't find as much engagement, as much enjoyment. So yeah. Thank you for respecting that, SG. You're awesome. Yeah, so connections, let's do it. We started with the yellow. To steer is to direct, to drive, to guide, and to pilot. I know, we're all about the Wordle here. File extensions, I nerd out about file extensions. Before some of you arrived, I went absolutely geekified to talk about file extensions. There's the doc, that's what Microsoft Word creates, is docx or doc. MID is a MIDI file, that is an electronic music file. There's also WAV files or FLAC files or MP3s. There's TIFFs, that is the uncompressed image file. It is the opposite of what a JPEG can do. These are uncompressed files, so they're massive. I mean, they're just huge files. It's every pixel that your camera creates, and if you do some editing, it will get even bigger than that. You can even stack layers one on top of the other in a TIFF. TIFFs don't support layers, or they do support layers, but they don't support transparency. You can't do transparency in a TIFF, like say a PNG, portable network graphics. TIFF stands for tagged image file format. JPEG is the Joint Photographic Expert Group. I told you I can nerd out about this. Yeah. The JPEG is compressed. The nice thing about it is you're sacrificing some of the quality for file size. Now, back in the day when, not everybody had super nice internet, it would take, 10 seconds for a web page to load. But if it takes some other web page 2 seconds to load, then you're going to that other web page that comes up faster because they want to occupy our short attention spans, right? And so you would sacrifice some of the quality to get a better image, to a better retention, really. And then a zip file. When you download certain things, they come as like a package that you unzip on your computer. The green category, thin layer. If I were, the game The Floor, if I were to play The Floor, maybe that could be my category. I would nerd out about file extensions. I can tell you what they all mean, too. PDF, portable document file, PNG, portable network graphics. Yeah, there's a bunch of them. The GIF or the GIF. Yeah, the graphics interchange format. Okay, but do you say GIF or GIF? I gotta know. That one supports animation. It is also uncompressed, but it has a limited file size of, or color profile of only 256 colors, so it's very limited, and that's kind of the sacrifice. That's the trade-off. Called peanut butter. The other one, yeah, I know. I know. So when I teach, I actually teach this, right? I teach photography and video production at the high school level. And when we go talk about file types, I say, and then the next one is the GIF, the graphics interchange format. Or the GIF, if you want to go fight me in the parking lot later. I make a stink about it. And that's what I say too. I'm like, why don't I call it GIF? Because GIF is peanut butter, right? The GIF stands for graphics interchange format, and graphics has a hard G sound. But there was an interview one time of the guy that created the GIF, and he is on record in video to have called it the GIF. So, who am I to say? The creator of the CompuServe GIF himself calls it the GIF. It probably was. A real one for that. Oh, it's funny. I love it. The kid, and then we'll like, what do you call it? We'll review it before the big test at the end, and then I'll say and the GIF, and then the kids say I say GIF. I want to fight you in the parking lot, just as a joke. They know I'm kidding. I'm not going to fight a kid, nor would I have any reason to. Green category, a thin layer is a coat, a film, a leaf, or a sheet. And then I love the fill in the blank for the purple category. The air guitar, electric guitar, rhythm guitar, and slide guitar. The most guitar I play is rhythm guitar. I don't solo. I guess I could learn a couple solos, but I don't have all the scales memorized and whatnot. I'm a drummer. I've been a drummer since I was 15, so I know enough guitar to get me by. I know a couple fancy chords, but for the most part, I could play really decent rhythm guitar behind a track. I do have an electric guitar. I definitely like my acoustic more. I have a Martin backpacker. I have a Mitchell. It's got a beautiful sound. And I've got an Ovation with that kind of rounded body. That was the first acoustic guitar my dad bought me when I was in high school. The Ovation. All right. And then let's see. To quickly fall asleep after a long day in the mini crossword, to crash. Sometimes I feel like crashing after a hard day. And then just don't crash out, right? That's one of the phrases the kids use now. Oh, he's going to crash out. 1/16 of a pound is an ounce. Chess, shampoo, and the number 0 were invented in India. Uproar, furor. It's a hard one to say. R-O-R, furor. Yeah, you got to keep up on the modern slang. I especially working in a high school, I feel like I need to just be on the up and up all the time. There's some new trend, some new stupid meme, new brain rot. I need to stay on the up and up because I don't know if a kid's making fun of me behind my back by what they're saying. And then when I know what they're saying and they go, whoa, you're in the know about this. Yeah, I've been a teacher for 14 years. All at the same district, same school, same subjects for 14 years. It's been a blast. I teach photography, video, and TV broadcast. So we do, on my TV broadcast, we do a weekly news show. Yeah, I'm a total nerd, right? I know how to spell TIFF, or I know what TIFFs mean. Yeah, that's in our unit about Photoshop. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Yeah, you know what? I think everyone might have a hard time with furor. Furor. That's a hard one to say. Uproar. Opposite of saved, spent. A penny saved is a penny earned, but a penny spent, you probably got a little piece of candy for it or something. So, which is more valuable to you? Fancy hairdos, coifs. Such a weird word, coif. Is that French? I feel like that's French. Period preceding a big event, a run-up. The run-up to the big election. Oh, it's the bottom of the hour. Look at that. Tennis great Agassi, Andre Agassi. Descendant of a wealthy family is called a scion. I didn't know that. I did not know that. Which makes sense. It's like a branch. Like a what was it? Let me tell you again. So there's two senses of the word. A scion is a young shoot or twig of a plant, especially one cut for grafting or rooting. And then a scion is also a descendant of a noble family. Right? So a branch. Which makes sense because Scion, the car company, is a branch of Toyota. It's since been merged with Toyota, but back when it first came out, I never realized that the toaster on wheels is a branch. That's interesting. The symbol for a like on Instagram, the heart. There it is. Okay, well, this was sadly the last set of pips that we are going to do on live streams. I might do them occasionally just for fun. I don't know. I still have the link. It's not like I'm deleting it or anything. But I definitely will roll back the pips. So 1's here, 2 and 3 to make 5. There's a 5 here, 5 here. Medium. This one was a little bit tricky, right? 2's here, 5's here. And then we threw away the 3 4s. 4, 4, 4 we didn't even use. They were the empties. And then in the hard mode puzzle, 4s were the empties. 1, 2, 3. There was 3 4s we threw away. And then there were actually 3 numbers. Were there 3? That had... No, there were just 2. Oh, yeah, there were actually. No, there were 3 different numbers that had... There were 5 of them. So we needed 5 5s, 5 6s, and then there were also 5 4s, but we ended up throwing away the 4s. That's what kind of threw me off. I was like, okay, which collection of 5 do we need here and here? This one, I was thinking it had to be the 6 because the 2 and 6, I forget why else. But it just fell in place to have, this one and this one together. So that's what we went with. All right, bon voyage. Oop, I went too far. There we go. So we started with the word codes, and that gave us the E. And then I'm playing around like, where does the E go? Pleat, nope, it's not there. Grime, yes, it goes at the end, but then what other letters do we get? And I tried... Oh, you know what's funny? That one of the words that I tried, I remember this. One of the words I tried was envue, E-N-V-U-E, and that is not a word. But switching the letters around, venue, yeah, that's absolutely a word. A venue, right? A wedding venue or a concert venue, different venues. Sweet. All right, and then we played Strands, which was F-I-L-M, 4-letter films. 4-letter films, 4-letter movies. Jaws, Cars, Clue. What a great one, Clue. Tim Curry, so good. Heat. At first I thought that said hate. I'm like, oh, that's weird. Yeah, Heat. Milk for Harvey Milk. Dune, Hulk, and Babe. A couple of great movies there. Dune's fantastic. All right, and then we finished off with Letterbox today. So we did cat, and the T led to thanking, which was actually one of Tyson's words. Thank you. Your brain is always active. I love that. G for graph, H for Hajj, and then J for Jerk. Just to get rid of the E. Wasn't it the E that was the only thing left? Yeah, I already used the E, the K, and the R. I used the R already, too. I just needed the E, so I used jerk. That's funny. All right. Well, you guys are awesome. Thanks for a great stream. We're about at the top of the hour again of when I went live. We're 1 hour and 39 seconds. Look at that. Very exact. Yeah, thanks for a super good chat. It's just fun to be together, you guys, doing these puzzles. If you like what you see, give this video a like. Consider subscribing because we do this every day. And I'll just come into your feed as a podcast. And you can just watch each episode and relive the good old days. All right. Well, you guys are great. Thanks for a great stream. Tonight, I'm going to this honorary banquet. I went to a banquet before, just yesterday, too, to honor my son and his cross-country kids, the team. They did awesome this year. It was awesome. And then now my daughter, I told you guys before that my daughter is being recognized as one of our school ambassadors, more or less. And they are having a little get together so the kids get to know each other and just to say, wow, congratulations to all these kids. And just what an honor, super big honor. Well, you guys are awesome. Thanks for a great stream. Thanks for some fun chat. Thanks for some help on the puzzles. I needed it. And I will catch you guys on the next one. See ya.